Well, there's a great quote from you that you said, a trainer should be a professor of boxing, a professor of psychology, and a professor of kidology rolled into one.
Yeah.
Out of the three of them, what's the most important?
Kidology.
more than the boxing, yeah.
Well, the point is we can motivate and inspire people to do fantastic things. You know, in the gym, when I start doing this with kids and I start going like this, and they look at me and say, what are you doing? This is coordination with my legs and my hands. When I do silly things like this, and I say, what do you learn from that? Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you're learning coordination. You've got to coordinate. If I do it wrong, I've done it wrong.
Yeah.
If you coordinate, it's like jabbing, and you do that, every time that hand goes out, stops you from getting it in the face.
Yeah.
If he's going to uppercut, or hook you, uppercut, or that, you can stop. But if you can do it anyway at all, and Naseem Hamed, what we teach, and Ryan Rhodes, brilliant at it. You know, when Naseem Hamed boxed Steve Robinson, you know, I felt sorry for poor Steve, but Naseem Hamed and myself told him a year ago before that, Frank Warren says, I can make the match. He says, you make it, Frank. Next year, he says, how is he going to come up from bantamweight, 8'6" to 9 stone? Because Steve Robinson was a big, mature man at 9 stone 9 coming down to featherweight. I says, he'll stand him on his head. And when we went into Cardiff, you know, the lovely Yaki Das, I love that saying. The Welsh, they sang, they shouted, good fight, fans. Get on great with them. And they spat at us, and they chucked money at us. And you know, when he got in the ring and he started beating Robinson up, they're going, Hamed, who that is Hamed? And Hamed, he's doing a job on him. And it was marvellous. But when they went out, they come over and says the best man won. And that's what boxing's about. Brilliant.
It was interesting what you said about the kidology there, because it's Angelo Dundee always says that what he used to do with any of his boxers was if he ever wanted them to do something, he would tell them they were brilliant at it. He said it worked fantastic. I think he said it worked brilliantly with Ali, where he was saying it was something that he wasn't doing. It was like an uppercut or something, and he wouldn't practice it, and he wouldn't get it right. So he started saying, "Oh, that uppercut you do! Oh, it's beautiful." So then he started using it in all the fights and everything, and that was a classic example of the kidology working. You know, you've said that you've spent your life attempting to understand human nature. Has that been more important than the actual boxing tactics as well?
Well, that's how it started. I mean to say, the complications of human nature, I say to them, no matter whether you're black, pink, green, yellow, Irish, English, Jew, whatever, human nature doesn't change. You know, I say to the kids when they come in, Saturday morning class, I line them all up, 30, 40 kids. You know, I used to run from 9 to 10. I'm that busy now, I run from 8 to 9. I say, what's the 7 deadly sins? Envy, jealousy, greed, and sloth, lust, anger, gluttony. I say, if you can avoid them 7, you've cracked it. You're going to live a marvellous life. But unfortunately, they're the failings of human nature. I say, if you don't drink, smoke, gamble, run around with more than one girlfriend, and don't do drugs, you'll have a better life. Somebody says, yeah, but you'll be bored to death. I'm not bored to death. There isn't enough hours in the day. I get up at 6 o'clock, half 6 every morning. I'm down here tonight. I say to people, say, where are you going today, Brennan? I say, I'm going down to Live and Dangerous. What are you doing down there? I says, going to live live and dangerous. Say, what do you mean? I says, well, it's better than on a building site. Been on a building site, I've been in the steelworks, I've done all the menial jobs in Sheffield, but I've enjoyed them. Great place, Sheffield.
One of the things which you're especially unique on is the early age that you take the kids on. I mean, you took on Naz from the age of 7 and everything. Do you look for anything in particular, or do you have a kind of general open policy that if you get a kid at that age, you can make him a boxer? Or do you look for something in particular?
No, well, when they come in, the system I've got, no matter who they come in, there's no favourites, and that's got to be understood. Whether it's Naseem Hamed, Ryan Rhodes, Johnny Nelson, Pelly Reid, kid comes in at 5, he gets the same attention. And you don't have to talk about being fair. You've got to be seen to be fair. But I teach life and social skills, communication skills, interview technique, and I've learned it's been a long road. But when the kids come in, you know, I say, do you know any swear words? And they go, I says, can you say any? Well, I haven't got to say anyone. And then they go through the whole lot, you know, from one to the other. I says, well, I know all them words. I says, don't want you swearing in here. This is the way you're going to do it. I'm going to teach you your footwork. You've got to have patience to do it. I says, and it's a bore. Going up and down them lines, showing you, but they learn patience and they stick at it. If they stick the lines, I've got a chance with them. But I say, I had a sign, I got nicked. out of the gym. Everything gets nicked.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I don't train mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles. I train the kids. Because some parents come in, they want to live their life through the kids. And it's all wrong. The kids, when they come in and say, you are responsible for yourself, not to your mother, your father, not to me, for yourself. And it's the most important. Some kids don't become champions, but they become smashing people. They learn how to live, how to behave themselves. They're responsible for themselves and learn to be sincere. Don't shake a fella's hand and then stab him in the back.
Yeah.
That's life, it happens. But people said to me, boxing, how would you describe it as worse? Well, it's a horrible game. Vicious, hard. You want to, but it's only like life. If you think life's going to be fair with you, forget about it, but it's a great teacher. Boxing is the only game I tell people you can legally get killed, you get injured. I've had it myself, I've got bust up, I've got hammered, and you come back and do it, and people say to you, you must be mad. But I admire the fellas that climb mountains, that rock climb. I couldn't do that. But I think in fighting, you know, your 6 senses, 5 senses, hearing, seeing, touch, taste, smell. What's your 6th sense? Anticipating what the other fella's going to do and think. And in the boxing ring, it's 1-to-1. There's a referee there, and there's no other sport like it. But it's very difficult to explain to people that don't understand it.